Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode here on Clickers Cove. Sorry for the delay, but unfortunately, if you remember from last episode, my sickness kept kind of going and I hated the way my voice sounded. Probably not super noticeable to a lot of you, but I noticed it and I hated it. So I wanted to kind of delay the recording, and also, the channel's new and early, so I'm not super beholden to like one set release date. I figure I will try out an early in the week release date. Thinking about it, it kind of makes more sense for my schedule anyway, as I usually have more time on Saturdays and Sundays. So hope this, is sufficient explanation for why I'm late. In the meantime, let me show you what I've been up to since the last time I recorded. So I did add a little bit more detail, some like moss stone to the build. Got some greenery in there. Haven't really done much else. Still not sure exactly, how I want to do that. The big thing that I've done, can you notice anything different about the house? You might not be able to. Try to get like a good... you can see maybe there's a little bit of interior work done, but yeah. This house is like 6 blocks lower than the last time you saw it. Not the roof. The roof stayed. Everything else from like the 3rd floor down has been extended down like 6 to 4 blocks depending on where in the build it happened. I realized as I was trying to think about interior stuff that I didn't give myself enough space on the vertical axis. I planned the build and I built the build based on the exterior, and it looked great in my opinion, but I didn't have enough room to do my walls and ceilings the way I needed to do them. So I had to go through and I had to tear up like the entire bottom of the house and lower it. And oof, that process took a while. Also, I put some cauldrons up here since whenever it rains, this altitude is just high enough for snow to start forming. So starting to collect some powdered snow. And I figure I'll wait till they're all full before I start harvesting it. But anyway, the big news today is I got a ton of interior stuff done. Still not finished. It's going to be a work in progress for a while, but look at this grand entrance with the beautiful staircase. Come up here and this gorgeous art gallery. I had to do so much research into the paintings, and now I'm so into them. Just the history of these paintings. If you're not familiar with the Minecraft paintings, look it up. It's great. And then I wanted to figure out more ways of doing like hidden lighting and stuff. So obviously underneath these there's some glowstone, and I figured I'd have glass cases for all of the original 5 mob heads in the game. So we have the data pack on that'll drop mob heads occasionally when we kill something, but there was 5 heads in the game before that data pack. That's the Wither Skull, which I happened to get like right before recording this episode actually, accidentally, so I figured I might as well throw it in there. The dragon head, obviously, that you get from the end. And then I've got 3 more spaces to put a zombie head, a creeper head, and a normal skeleton head. So I figured that's a cool way to show off. Like these 2 you get just from, like, this is from exploring the end. This one you have to get from killing like hundreds of wither skeletons. Even with looting 3, it still takes forever. But the other ones are only obtainable when a charged creeper blows them up. So they're going to be a little bit more tricky. Eat some pie. Anyway, moving on, we go up this staircase, and I'm really happy. Like, this whole interior is a huge departure from my normal build style. I'm not a huge interiors person. I like decorating, but as far as like coming up with the organic feel of a house, like this is just an angle staircase. But I'm really happy with the way that came out and the way it kind of ties the separate split levels together. And then this one kind of wraps around and then goes up. So as you can see here, using the armor stands, the custom armor stand thing that we have on the server, I made these little like statue busts. I wanted, again, a lot of the early decoration is just to hide lighting. So there's actually end rods just inside of these things. You can almost see, it's hard to get around to them because the end rod is actually blocking it, but you can kind of see a little bit of the particle effects right there. And as soon as I look at it, it goes away. But yes, there we go. And then I've got another room over here. This is going to be kind of my planning room as far as I'm going to put either on this wall or this wall. I don't know yet because I don't know how many maps it's going to take. But I plan to map out the entire area, my whole taiga biome, because that's what's going to be converted into my city. And I kind of want to be able to start planning it. One of the biggest hangups right now as far as building my villager breeder is actually figuring out where I want to put it, because it's actually going to be kind of a main feature in the city. I'm going to build a large apartment kind of complex around it to fit into the build. And that's going to be on Main Street, which is obviously the main, street. So I need to figure out exactly where I'm going to go. So before the episode's over, we're going to map out this whole area and kind of figure out where we want to put that. I am going to be building a villager breeder today. Unfortunately, just not my own. Click has actually asked me to build him and Papa a villager breeder at their base. So I am going to be doing that, and that'll kind of show you the kind of villager breeder that I like to build. Also, look at this. I was experimenting a lot last night with using the armor stance to do other things, because I know you can do printers and stuff using the banners coming out the back and stuff, and I like the idea of having an old typewriter because I'm going for this kind of 1920s aesthetic. So we got this old typewriter, and I needed to make it a little bit smaller, and I got the chainmail helmet to be the keys. I think this looks great. Also, ink and quill with some paper. I've come over here, I've got my wardrobe with my shirts and my pants, various pants. Some greenery. I'm really happy with the way this is coming around. These pillows are just miniature wool blocks actually set down, and it almost kind of looks like it's a longer bed, which I'm very excited about. And then, of course, you got to have a bathroom with a mirror. Look deep. Look deep into the mirror. And you don't see anything because it's all fogged up because I was using the shower earlier today. There's still a leak. It's still dripping. I used that. Haven't drained it. There's probably hair clogged down there. If it's anything like my actual shower, there's probably hair clogging it up. I don't know. But yeah, I was able to fit, I was really happy. I was able to fit a little bathroom into this space here. And then obviously this just connects over here where we have my office. And if you remember last episode, I've got the Founder Stone. It was located in a crash, like an asteroid crash. And I put that up on the board and was like, I'll get to that later. Something about that. Well, it turns out I don't think that mystery's over. Now we have what's called a Watcher's Compass and a note. So let's sleep real quick. I can actually just pop through here. I love how complex getting around my house is now that I've got an actual bedroom set up. It's wonderful. But anyway, yes, let's take a look at this note. And it's a note by B- or B-. So the Founder Stone chose you, huh? That's a bit surprising, but I'm sure he has his reasons, and I'm sure you have a bunch of questions. That sucks. I'm just here to see if you actually have what it takes to take claim to such an important item. Well, I guess only time will tell. Try not to disappoint me. If I think you are unworthy of keeping such a relic, I will use the full force of my power to keep it from you. But until that happens, let's give you a test. If you complete it, I might just help you find some of the answers you're looking for. I do have a lot of answers, or a lot of questions. I need answers. I managed to snag one of the Watcher's compasses. They use them to mark the target's base location, and once the order is given, they take out said target. So try not to get on their watch list. For now, just follow this one and see what you can uncover. I'll be in touch. P.S. I've got my eye on you. Okay. There we are. Yeah, so I've got this, and whatever this is Watcher's Compass. Obviously, this is, I assume, tied to a lodestone, which is why it's shimmery. So we can investigate this. I'll put this in my offhand. And it looks like it's definitely out of the house. I probably have to leave. But let's go get some more rockets, just because I have no idea how far. Oh, yeah. This is where Click wants me to build his breeder. And look what he's paying me in. He asked me how much, and I was like, man, you know what I could really use? Some golden carrots. And he's like, oh, well, I was going to pay you like 4 diamond blocks to build it. And I was like, man, just convert that into golden carrots and you got yourself a deal. So I now have theoretically enough food to last me probably the rest of my life. I can't imagine me eating much more than that. I hope a stack and some change will be enough, but yeah, let's get going on our little adventure today. Gotta make sure the little arrow on the compass continues to point straight, which right now it's a good clip. Hold on. I never miss an opportunity to get free stuff. Oh no! Almost lost it. Ooh, okay, so there's like a chimney, and it definitely seems like the compass is pointing in here. Perfect landing. Okay, take that and that. Interesting. It's like a little base. I assume that whoever base this is, like whoever's base this is, the Watchers must have got to him. What is this? Strangers, Travelers, Part 1. Day 1, I found a cave atop a small mountain. Tall mountain. Day 1, I found a cave atop a small... Day 1, I found a cave atop a tall mountain. I think this place should be safe from the Watchers. I'm growing tired. A little rest should do me good. In the morning, I will decide what my next steps will be. Day 2, I awoke this morning to a rabbit nibbling at my satchel. Only God knows how it managed to scale the cliffside, as it took all the energy I had left to climb it myself last night. I think I'll try to make a temporary shelter here. Nothing fancy, just in case. Day 3. I've made a nice straw bed for myself. It's been a while since I've slept in a real bed. So far, I haven't seen signs that the Watchers know where I'm at. I think tomorrow I will venture out further to see what kind of supplies I can gather for my new temporary home. Day 4. The rabbit is still hanging around me. It seems to have no fear of humans, which is great news for me because it means they haven't been hunted out this far, so I shouldn't run into anyone. If things keep up like this, I might make a more permanent home here. And that's all of that. He's got a clock, like a blast furnace. I assume that that's the rabbit. And it's dead. I don't know if the Watchers killed it or it just died there. We got some foods, some valuables, leather stuff, a map. What's this? Oh, it's just marking this as his safe house so that he can go out exploring. Okay. Put that back for now. Got a crossbow and, a Stranger's Travelers Part 2. Day 10. Jumping ahead. So I've decided to name the rabbit Theo. And I was right about that. I'm not usually one for making friends with wild animals, but it's starting to get lonely out here, and he seems to like me, so I guess I'll see how long he sticks around. But if worse comes to worse, I'll do whatever it takes to survive. Oh, I hope he didn't eat Theo, although his carcass is still there, so maybe he didn't. Day 11. My hole in the side of the mountain is coming together quite nicely. I hope to begin my research into the Watchers and whoever it is they follow. But for now, I need to make this place a bit more cozy. Perhaps I will try my hand at making furniture. Day 12. Well, so far, the whole furniture thing is going along nicely. I might even make a real bed today and finally get a real night's sleep. But first, I'll need to go and find some wool and gather some ores so I can be properly protected just in case anything were to happen. Day 13. I did it. I finally slept in a real bed last night. It almost brought a tear to my eye just being able to sleep through the whole night, and I felt bad for Theo, so I used my old straw bed to make him a little bed inside my home. I'm finally starting to feel safe again. Okay, so we've got 2 parts. I wonder where else would somebody hide stuff. Usually, if I know Minecraft players... They would hide stuff behind trap doors. Oh, there we go. Hit. This is Strangers Travels Part 3. Day 54. Wow, that's a huge jump in time. I can finally say I no longer live in a hole in the side of this mountain. I can actually call this place home. It's been a long journey, and it's a shame I won't be able to see my family or friends again till I figure out this mess with the Watchers and their boss. Day 55. I did a little exploring today in search of anything that could help me learn more about the Watchers, and so far I've come up almost empty-handed. The only silver lining is that I managed to find a tundra. After I make some warmer clothes, I plan on exploring the area. A tundra, eh? Day 56. I have to pat myself on the back for this one. Never in 100 years did I think I would be the survival type, but here I am, making clothes and armor and living off the land with nothing but my 2 hands and Theo by my side. Okay, so in this, Theo's lived with him for quite a while. Tomorrow I will explore the tundra. Day 57. Well, no luck in getting any info on the Watcher, but I did manage to take down a polar bear, and I must say, it makes a nice rug to lay on by the fireplace. I like to spend my time there, just watching the smoke bellow up into the chimney. Something about it is soothing. Into the chimney. I mean, that is a very nice polar bear rug. I like that a lot. Into the chimney, eh? Ah! Jeez, okay. Ah, there it is. Ah. Stupid fireplace. Alright. Strangers Travels, Part 4. Day 98. I think I may be on to something. I found a strange cave while out on my travels. It seemed to glow, even, but the light didn't seem natural. Almost like it was living. God, just writing this down makes me feel like I'm going insane, but I don't know how else to describe it. Day 99. Today I went back to the glowing cave, but I was more well-equipped and ready to see what was in there. And to my surprise, it was some sort of portal in a giant skull's mouth. I didn't get too close because I felt like I was being watched. I'm sure it was nothing, but still. I mean, you're being tracked by the Watchers, man. Day 100. Hey, so this is kind of like one of those, like, hey, my first 100 days in Minecraft things. I knew it. I was being watched. I was extra cautious today and didn't leave the cave, but still, just from looking out of my hole in the mountain, I could tell they were out there. I still need more time, but I fear I might make my final stand in this place I call home. Day 101. They are making it more and more obvious that they know I'm here. I'm going to hide this book with the coordinates to the cave, so if the unthinkable happens to me, hopefully someone finds this place and gets to the end of these monsters. Skull portal coordinates. And then the page appears to be torn. Oh, dang. So the last part of the page has been ripped out. And I don't know of any other, like, hidden spots there could be. Let me put this out for a second, see if maybe up here. No, that just kind of dead ends up there. There's no other item frames or anything where the... No. Huh. Nothing in there. Anything? Is that? No, those are just regular spruce slab textures, right? Yeah. I can't imagine there's anything behind this painting because it's so small, but maybe if I get a nice jump at it? No, that's just a painting in a wall. Dang. I think I might have to wait for another message from this B-. Perhaps he'll be satisfied with my exploration of the target's house. That is interesting. I'll keep an eye out for, like, that symbol. But now that it's dark, I need to make my way back home. And home sweet home. I very rarely ever make that for some reason. It's too tricky for me. And it's a brand new day, and that means it is time to head over to Click and Papa's area to build their villager breeder. I have to go to 303.56 negative 730 in order to get that taken care of. So let's head over there now. He said it's in the industrial area, which I know how to get to pretty easily through the nether. And the floating portal in the middle of the lava lake is where I need to be. There we are. This is his, like, villager trading hall, and I think the coordinates are getting better. Yeah, okay. I think he wants me to build it. Yep. Right under here. So he's left me pretty much everything I need. So that's exciting. And I think I'll do this in a time lapse. I did not come up with this breeder. This is not my design. I don't have the brain power usually to come up with these kinds of things. It's someone else's. I don't exactly remember right now, but Editor Dolph will have looked it up and share a link in the description if you want a more step-by-step guide. There are many, many, many villager breeders out there, and mostly you just have to take into consideration that you need villagers, extra beds so the new villagers can be born, a source of food to throw or have them throw to the villagers, and once they're fat and happy, they'll make babies endlessly, as long as you take the babies away from them and they forget that they had a bed. So, yeah, let's get into this time lapse. And it looks like the villager breeder is working perfectly. I always have like minor little issues that I always have to kind of come in and fix. Like one of the issues that this breeder in particular, at least that I've noticed, tends to pop up with is sometimes the farmer villagers will decide to pick a bed inside the actual breeder instead of, like, you know, when I put them in there, I make sure that they get into the beds that I have for them, because, you know, it's important that they sleep, and that'll keep them working and happy and everything. So they'll start off in that bed, and then eventually they seem to like really focus on these beds. So this time around I put a glass block just past where the trapdoors are. So the trapdoors prevent them from actually, like, straight up just walking into the center part. But they still can sometimes focus on the beds, and since they're raised up just enough, they can actually teleport into the beds and sleep there. So you might have noticed, depending on how fast it was in the time lapse, that occasionally will happen. So you got to get them out, and I figure this glass block there will actually prevent them from being able to actually pathfind down to it. The carpets are kind of there for the same reason almost. At least that's what I usually do. I don't know if the carpets are 100% necessary, but I usually add them just in case. And then there's obviously trapdoors in there that keep the villagers inside. And yeah, so the reason why I like this villager breeder so much is that with four, so a lot of times you'll see just like one or maybe two farmers supplying the breeder villagers, the ones that actually make the babies. With this one, you've got four, so it kind of speeds it up. Like, this has only been running for a couple of minutes since its completion, and there's already at least two there. I think it's two. F3 and B will show me for sure. Yeah, so there's 2 little babies there. And this also works as like a passive carrot farm when you hook it up to everything. So I need to get a hold of Click at some point because part of my payment was not just the breeder. Because like I said, I got this breeder from another YouTuber like a year or 2 ago. The link will be in the description once I find it. Yeah, we can see it working. Hopefully. But one of the things that I did kind of design myself based on seeing what other people were doing is my villager converter. So once the villagers are all bred up, they'll go down into a shaft and then they'll be whisked away to a conversion chamber where a zombie will turn them into zombie villagers. And then you can cure it, and I usually have a system in place that like automatically dispenses the potion of weakness and a golden apple to you, and I still have to get all of that hooked up, but I'm not 100% sure where Click would like it. Based on where this is, I can now direct the villagers pretty much anywhere. Underground, that's like the main thing that I need to figure out where he would like it. I did notice while I was over here working that there's a spot carved out right here. I don't know if he intended for this to be the place, but like I said, I have to get a hold of him and figure out where he would like that for this job to be finished. I don't know if I'd get to that this episode though, just because I don't know when he's going to be on next. So I will, at the time, for the moment, call this project at least half completed. I've got the villager breeder, so he could start getting more villagers. He still has a couple over here where he had them before. But as of right now, that's as far as I can go until I get a hold of him. So let's go back home, because I've got one more thing to take care of before this episode ends. And that is mapping out where my city is going to go. So I'll meet you back at my house. Alrighty, rise and shine. It's time to get to work. So like I said before, this is going to be kind of my planning room. I'm going to do some fun stuff with like armor stands on this table, kind of like as like a planning out the city thing. But for right now, I need to get a map. And like I said, it's either going to be on this wall or this wall. But that means I need quite a few maps, and I know I've been like saving them. I've got like 3 there, I've got 5 compasses. I'll need to make more compasses just because I know I'm gonna want maps. Let's make, yeah, that's a lot of maps. Alright, paper. How many maps is that gonna make me? 8 more? That's probably not enough. I'll need to get more paper. So I'll be right back with some more paper. And at this point I really should have an auto sugarcane farm. I might I might take some time just to set that up today as well, just because coming out here to get all this sugarcane is not super efficient. We need to find where the first map is theoretically going to go. So let's go behind the house a little bit. I hope that this doesn't line up on a map border. So, draw. Okay, so that's the first map. And I guess we'll go just kind of straight until we get off, and then we'll draw the next map. And then we'll keep going straight. And the next map. That's a pretty big area. I wonder if they're ever going to do anything about maps having like a different like color scheme for the different biomes, because you see the grass and the trees and everything in a taiga biome is much dimmer, like it's a dingier looking green, but on maps all greenery is like the same. So I wonder if that's ever going to get changed, just for fun, I guess. I mean, not super important. Oh wow, copper looks very strange on the map. Alright, let's see. That's about as far as it needed to go. I need some item frames. And that is 6. So I think we can use the other wall. Let's get some glowstone because I want this map to be lit up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's put some glowstone. I'm not going to be able to put all the glowstone, but if I put that here, maybe. Or leave the center empty and just have it like that. Then we need to put these out. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that'll be 6 across. And I'll see, does it need to go up that high or down this low? Where my house is, I feel like is kind of not necessarily centered. So let's put that there, and we'll just rotate the maps this way. So that'll give me the rest of that, and then theoretically more that way. Okay, so I will be back after a quick mapping of this area. Okay. So the area has been mapped out, and it does give me a lot of space to work out. Now, seeing as how big my house is on the map kind of tells me that the scale of the city is going to be, I feel like, pretty good. Like, if I use, this is all pretty much the taiga biome. It kind of stretches down here, but I don't know if I'm going to actually use this part down here as part of the city. I might just map out just this. I think I want to carve out the rivers a little bit more to make them a little bit more defined, and probably cut it off from the mainland so that it's kind of independent, like what you see, like how Gotham is always depicted as like almost an island surrounded by water. Make the rivers, that way I can have some nice bridges and stuff. And then on the surrounding areas, I can, when I get to it, expand into like suburbs or something like that. Yeah, so I'm gonna freeze here for a second, and we're gonna bring this into Photoshop, and I'm going to kind of outline what I'm thinking as far as the city. Okay, so here we have the map of the city, and if we switch over to a rectangle tool, I've kind of calculated out based on where the pixels line up in this map with, you know, the relative size of everything. And in my creative test world, I've started kind of laying out how Main Street's actually going to work. That way I can, you know, get it out quickly and efficiently, but I haven't planned where it's going to go on this map yet. So if I just bring this over here, this is approximately the size of Main Street right now. It is roughly 216 blocks long, and the street is, what is that? It's like 6, so 13 wide, and then there's like 5 blocks of sidewalk on each side. So this is approximately the full length of Main Street. So if it just gets centered here, that gives me, you know, plenty of space to build stuff around it. But before I do that, I do want to see about, so if we imagine that I expand the rivers, and I'll just carve away this, and that will go up, maybe up to here, as well as traveling down this way. So that will feed into that. So that'll kind of cut off that. I'll probably just straight up remove that. Hold on. Getting a little careless with the way I'm drawing this. So if I remove that island, this island as well can be probably removed. We'll bring the river, so the river will come up around this way, and then make its way winding around this. This is roughly the size that it currently is, so it'll just be widened a skosh more, leaving the house as it is. So this could come, and then maybe I have to double check, but I think that might work. So then basically this whole area here will be the actual city, and then I can start doing, like I said, like suburb houses and stuff like that here. And yeah, let's switch back to Minecraft now. Alright, and it looks like I probably have a pretty good thought as far as how I want to lay things out. Next week, I will start Main Street. This is exciting. This is like the start of my actual base, like my mega base. Because the city isn't just going to be an aesthetic thing. Just about every building is going to either have a purpose or act as storage for a building next to it. So like the villager breeder, like I said, is going to be the like main kind of on Main Street, the big building that's going to supply me with all the villagers I need. Mostly like masons to give me lots and lots of quartz and brick and other, you know, terracotta, things like that. Just so I don't have to spend all my time out mining. I've gathered so much brick. And that was all, you know, manually dug with getting clay and stuff, which goodness, it doesn't take a long time, but like to get this much brick, you know, has taken several hours worth of digging, and it would be great to not have to do that all the time. Plus it'll give me the option to get books and golden carrots of my own, and having a villager breeder and converter is just one of the best things you can do in survival Minecraft. But yes, so next week we're going to start on the actual city project. I might wrap things up in the house. I'm very happy with the decorations and stuff that I've been doing. But I think I need to move out and start, you know, the actual build. I feel very behind of all my friends on the server. If you know, we were just over at Click and Papa's like industrial area, and they've got so many farms over there. And like, what do I have? I've got my honeycomb farm. I've got like a small little cactus farm, some vines, you know, almost borderline useless stuff, only good for decoration, which, you know, that's why I'm doing it. But at the same time, I'm gonna need lots of stuff. So I am absolutely terrible at ending these videos, so all I'm going to say is thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed yourself. If you did, hey, drop a like on this video. It means a lot to me to know that people are liking what I'm putting out into the world. Sorry I didn't get more done. I feel like that's constantly my issue, is that I just don't get enough done. But things are going to ramp up. Things are going to ramp up like crazy starting next week, once I start working on the actual city. This has all just been preamble, my friends. This has all just been preamble. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.